And this story has been brought to you by racism. Racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
The Tishomingo Public School Superintendent issued an apology Thursday and canceled Friday's homecoming activities and football games after a photo of 6 high school students displayed a racial slur went viral on social media. The image depicts 6 Tishomingo high school boys wearing Scrabble tiles, spelling out a racial slur, an action that the school district superintendent, Brandon Moreland, called, quote, an extremely poor decision. Quote, racism and discrimination in any form will never be tolerated or accepted on our campus and is not reflective of our values of our students, school, or community. Our student body and staff include community members from all backgrounds, races, and religions, which is one of many aspects that makes our campus exceptional. The separate notice was posted about 4:30 p.m. Thursday to announce that Tishomingo Public School homecoming activities scheduled for Friday, including the parade and football game, were all canceled due to safety and security concerns. Quote, while it is unfortunate that the actions of a few are impacting a long-standing tradition enjoyed by many in our community, discussions with our local law enforcement partners reinforce the district's decision to cancel, prioritizing the safety of Tishomingo and Antler students, fans, and participants. Some community members on social media stated that the students depicted are football players for Tishomingo High School and the photo was taken as part of Spirit Week for the school. On Monday, students were encouraged to wear a black shirt to receive a random Scrabble tile to attach to themselves. Moreland's letters did not say whether the students were football players. Moreland apologized to Tishomingo community members in a statement and stated that the safety and security of the Tishomingo students is high priority of the school district. Quote, we recognize the vital role of education and remain steadfast in our decision to foster a culture of respect, integrity, and accountability among student body and broader community. While privacy laws prohibit districts from sharing details surrounding the situation, school administration quickly contacted the parents of the students involved and took immediate disciplinary action. Quote, I hope this swift response will underscore our district's commitment to maintain a campus environment that is inclusive, respectful, and safe for all.
Well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Women are the biggest hindrance to moving racial equality forward because we have more influence over the raising of our children than anybody else, and white supremacy grows in our homes.
Shh! But wait! There's more!
Johnston County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office had this to state. The decision to cancel Tishomingo's homecoming events was not taken lightly. I fully support Superintendent Brandon Moreland's decision based upon the protection of our children and community, which is paramount. Today, I and multiple deputies, to include state troopers and Chickasaw Light Horse police officers, were present at Tishomingo High School and throughout the school day. We will continue to heighten level of law enforcement presence as long as school administration and myself deem it necessary. While the act of a few kids making a dumb decision was wrong, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
You are wrong! All of you are wrong!
People on social media have now perpetuated and fostered an environment of hate. This hate has been toward and stereotyping an entire school district, filled with kids which have done nothing wrong, school staff, and whole communities. This is also wrong. The level of hate I saw today by people on social media towards the kids, yes, kids, which made a dumb decision, the school and the community, was hard to take. I saw seasoned educators and staff breaking down today, overwhelmed by the hate-filled people on social media. Hundreds of hate-filled phone calls and then perceived threats. However, all of the kids I saw and talked with today were pretty dang impressive. They were happy to be at school with their friends of different backgrounds, races, ethnicities, and religion. Shortly before the school day ended, the sheriff's office received information about more localized potential threats. This alleged threat involved possible physical violence during the scheduled Friday evening football game. This possible threat is now being investigated as a criminal matter. Based on this information and with our children and community safety, our number one priority, the decision was made. Let me finish by being very clear. Any person or persons which would attempt to disrupt any school or schools event or attempt to harm any student or staff will be dealt with accordingly. Sheriff Gary W. Dodd.
It's not Wakanda.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Let me just say this. For the first time ever, I can safely say shout out to all of those on Facebook that went against the sheriff, that were speaking out against the racism that took place, the obvious blatant racism that took place, something that was not a mistake, something that was not a dumb mistake. Like I said, the sheriff is giving all types of excuses. I wonder if any of these kids are related directly to the sheriff or the department or people who make up the body in the police force there. And it's very important for people to understand this is why Black Americans focus on this so much, because the moment in time that you don't shine a light directly on it, it's going to spread like a wildfire. I also want to say shout out to the superintendent who was like, hey, even though everybody didn't do it, everybody's going to suffer. This is the only way for people to learn that stuff like this is not okay in the United States. It is 2024. There is no reason that teenagers should think that it's fun or gimmicky or some type of fad to do things like this on social media. As I stated before, where are the parents? As I stated before, where are the parents? Where are the family of these students to specifically speak out and denounce these types of things taking place from these kids and the family and the neighborhood of which they reside in? Nowhere to be seen, nor will you ever hear or see them on social media or at a news conference stating that, hey, this is not our home. This is not how we raised them. You're not going to see that. Because 9 times out of 10, for every single student that you saw in that picture, all of their family agree directly with that. And then you also have friends that agree with that as well. I promise you, if you were to go through their social media, any of their electronic devices, you will see a lot of these same things all over their social media. You will see it. But yet, of course, they're not going to go that far. And I want to state that this is highly problematic because the sheriff is not looking at the fact of how it is that the Black students or the Black population feels or is looking at this. He wants to throw a giant blanket over this and be like, well, it was only these students. Everybody else doesn't need to suffer. Nothing within the statement of the sheriff. Also, including the fact that he wanted to always bring up that, oh, you know, there are people of all races and creeds directly here. No. Everybody's going to suffer. And this is what I told people before. This is going to make sure that these kids will hold the feet of their peers to the flame to let them know like, yo, y'all ain't about to mess this up for us again. So if you ever think that you're going to do this, we're going to handle it before the school handles it, right? That's what those students are basically thinking. It don't matter if they're a freshman all the way up to a senior. Everybody that had to experience this, they will remember this because they lost out on everything. If they had a football team and they had a winning streak, it don't matter what they were sitting up there doing. The other team from the other schools, they got free wins. Free wins off of that. And your streak is done for the rest of the year. It is over. It is curtains. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't making no moves. That's because the few made a dumbass judgment for the many. And this is what happens. The moment in time that things start taking place like this in the real world with adults, I think people start to get the gist and understand that things like this aren't okay. But like I said before, racism exists in America and has always been here. This is further proof. So irregardless of whatever it is that people want to say or whatever whataboutism that people would like to list on this platform, you need to look at this first before we decide to move on to anything else or anybody else. This is the main thing that is the problem. And when this issue is fixed, meaning the racism that Black people have to deal with, everybody else's racism is going to get fixed as well.